Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. All links to files and timecodes are available in the description. I have 3D printed those parts and now they require test fit and cleaning. PETG filament was used as it can withstand higher temperatures. At first we need to remove brim and do some sanding. When you use rotary tools, try to put lowest RPMs to avoid plastic from melting. The lowest RPM that I could put here is 5000. Now I'm sending out those print lines. Those parts were printed using 0.4mm nozzle and 0.2mm height. That's why print lines are more visible and require sanding. Sanding is useful in next steps. It will help with UV resin adhesion. Here I'm enhancing details and cleaning the seam. .600 grade sandpaper is used. You can see the result of sanding. After sanding, PETG often leaves some hairs, so I use a lighter as a final touch. I will clean up the rest of ammunition behind the screen. So I did same steps as before. Here is the result of cleaning and sanding. Now we need to take care of the ammo crate top cover and its parts. Here is the result of cleaning. Basically the same process as shown before. I always test fit before proceeding to next steps. You can see the list of what you need on the right. Basically you can use any UV resin for 3D printers. Ideally it would be to check it on some test parts. Isopropyl alcohol for cleaning the resin. Some tissues. I use baby powder as a filler because it contains talc. Try to not use too brittle resins for this application, otherwise you will get cracks and bad layer adhesion. As a first step, I apply some resin mixed with baby powder to fill up some left gaps and smooth out the surface. Try to not cover details though. UV light will cure the resin. You need to wear UV protection glasses and ideally other UV protection equipment. Now I will add another UV resin layer. You can add it thicker, but make sure that it doesn't form blobs, otherwise it will be difficult to sand them out. Make sure to not cover details. I use again isopropyl alcohol to wipe out rest of resin, and then we will clean it with a tissue. It is an important step as uncured resin leaves a greasy surface. Uncured resin leftovers cause the paint to not adhere to the surface. After a few coats, I sand out the part. Resin filled out space between layers, and all the rest gets sanded out. I follow the same procedure with the top of the shell. After resin application, some details were covered, so now I am recovering them. You're keeping adding resin layers as much as you are satisfied with your end result. After adding the final resin layer, you will need to degrease it using isopropyl alcohol, and then cure everything with UV light. Here is the difference between treated and untreated part. Especially it will be seen when parts will be painted. So here you can still see some print lines. We will take care of this part now. So here will be the same procedure as with shells. Make sure to not cover details on sides of this ammo box crate. As an alternative, you can leave those print lines as wood imitation. At this step there will be a lot of dust, so it is recommended to wear a mask. I use a needle file to retrieve some lost details. Here is the result of treatment after adding a few UV resin layers. Vertically 3D printed holes are not ideal, that's why additionally I treat them with 1mm drill bit. A hand drill can be used for this procedure. You will need to treat it from both sides. The same procedure with top covers, but make sure to not drill them out. Don't push too much at this step, as far as 3D printer already did all the required job. Now we will need 28mm paper clip. Basically, it's a 0.8mm wire in diameter. A needle file is needed to cut the required lengths. And of course you can use wire cutters. Now I am checking if length is okay, if everything is fine. Here is the result. We need to do the same for the other side. When I test fitted parts, I realized that those spaces are a bit small. That's why I'm enlarging them. I have updated the 3D model with a bigger space. Those tolerances also depends on your printer. It also depends how the first layer is printed. So if your printer is not well calibrated, it is possible that in your case you will also need to enlarge them. Here is the result. I use a cyanoacrylate based superglue. It works very well with PETG plastic. At the top two spaces you need to glue straight parts. A curved part goes to the bottom. After placing the part and let it dry a bit, I do a test fit. This approach gives you ability to modify part position before it dries completely. If I like the result, I let it dry and do the same procedure with all other parts. Now we will glue the curved part, which I mentioned previously. Now we will fix wires in place. Make sure to glue only the outer part, so that the top cover can open and close freely. Glue will make sure that axles stay in place. Here is the result of smoothed and cleaned part. This is an optional step if you would like to add some more details. I'm talking about wood texture, scratches, multiple planks, joint seams. I do the same on both sides. Try to keep the ruler straight. Now I'm cleaning everything with isopropanol. When you are doing the other side, you need to make sure to not scrape metal lockers. Thank you for watching. If you like what we do, please hit the like button and subscribe.